Hey tubers, Bar 49ers Corner coming at you with a 2018 recap. Did this for the first time last year. I thought it was pretty cool. Because sometimes you buy cards and obviously you enjoy them and you love revisiting them, but you don't fully appreciate them as much as you should. So this kind of forces me to do that and kind of shows me, hey, I did some progress towards some collecting goals and stuff last year. So I kind of dig that. Got a nice couple stacks of cards here. I'll just do it in sport order, I guess, a little bit. For baseball, only had 3 big ones there, but pretty excited about them. Got the Ted Williams from 57. Love that card. Centering is Money in the Bank for a 4. So really digging that. Picked up a Beltray rookie from Bowman Chrome in a gem. And then this is pretty recent. Looking for this sucker forever. Papa 8, 2001 Topps, and that completed my Topps basic Barry Bonds set, all in gem. So third person to do that on the registry, so pretty cool. Award coming for that in the spring. For basketball, I've been picking these up just recently. The first one I picked up at the beginning of the year, but just at the right time in the playoffs before he went nuts. And then this card has seen a spike that it hasn't dropped back down from. Picked up the LeBron. Where it was at the time, it was a solid investment, and it's gone up about almost 25% since then, a little over 20% in value, and has held strong since. So that's a solid pickup, and it should continue to do that. Pretty excited. Picked up the Bird Magic rookie, only in a 7, but 4 sharp corners. Price is right with the deal going on at the time. They had a big old sale happening. And they listed this for a pretty reasonable price. I think they thought that they realized they made a mistake, because they listed one of these the next day for a much more than what I got it for. Pretty happy about that. Picked up a David Robinson. There's 2 of these in the 89 hoops. There's an expensive one, and then there's a not so expensive one, and here's the nicer one that goes into the sets. Is recognized as the number 1, and then nothing specific to the Spurs there, but picked up the Tim Duncan from 97 Chrome. Just thought that was a solid deal at the time too. Forgive my voice. 'Tis the season for those types of things. All the kids are sick and everything else. You know how it goes. All right, the rest is football. We'll do it in year order, I guess. Pretty excited about this. Made some solid progress on the Hall of Fame registry there. I'm up to 36th. Still got a good ways to go. I got 88 cards left out of the 256 or 260, something like that, that's in there now. And I think I should have already everybody that is going to be in the next Hall of Fame class. Unless Edgerrin James gets in this year. If he gets in this year, I don't have that card yet, but this was a real big one for me. Super stoked about that upgrade. I had it in a 7. This is the best I'll ever do for sure. And I'd love to get the large in an 8 as well, but not for what those last couple have gone, and there hasn't been one for a couple of years, maybe 2 years now, so the next one that pops up ain't going to be cheap either. Doug Atkins in the 8 for the all-time sack leader set as well as Hall of Fame. The Len Ford Hall of Fame rookie and the all-time sack leaders in the 8. This was an upgrade because I had a 7. Bought the 7 thinking it just went to Hall of Fame set, and then I realized, so I looked at the older cards in my all-time sack leader set, which I'm big into. I had only bought a 7, and I needed those points. Finally picked one of these up. Goes for more than you'd think for an 8 and 57. I finally got that. And Hugh McElhaney. There's not much left in his basic set. Picked up the Ron Mix from 60 Fleer in an 8. The Forrest Gregg in an 8 from 60 Tops. Taking this one, the YA Tittle. Tittle's mine. I just realized there's a pretty solid scuff right there on the. See if I can buff that out there. This is my favorite individual set outside of Rice. I got a lot of money invested in his different cards. I still have 2 to go. 2 to go and plus an upgrade. I need to upgrade to 63 because I don't have a 7, but I need his 54. I'm waiting for a 9 to show up. I don't want to pick up one of the 8s. And then I just have the Bowman Small as well from 52, but that one's always out there and available. I just haven't picked it up. McElhaney, these are hard to pick up for me. Goes to his basic set, an 8.5, but it's not a Niners card, so it's hard to spend some good money on these, but snag that. I still got to get his 62, which is also Vikings. Picked up a Gale Sayers rookie. That's an all-timer right there as far as a beautiful card. And couldn't swallow the 8 price. 0.5s, and them old ones are, man, that's my wheelhouse. The Roger Worley in the 8 from 71. Speaking of 0.5s in the vintage, Bradshaw in a 7.5. I sold a whole bunch of my Frank Gore rookies graded. Some good ones, but basically paid for all of this. Didn't cost me a dime, which was nice. Lyle Zato for the all-time sack leaders. Got that in 9. Stabler. That was a recent one. Got that in an 8. My modern Hoff set is really close to being, Hoff rookie set is pretty close to being finished. Picked up this upgrade to John Brody in a Gem 10. He's got 2 upgrades that are floating out there that I need to snag somehow. And other cards. Another 0.5, the Lynn Swan. When those 0.5 grades are a heck of a lot closer to the, like for this for 8.5. When the price of this is a lot closer to the 8 than it is to the 9, I'll be in there. So, got the Gradishar as well. Maybe he'll make the Hoff. Defensive Player of the Year set. I'm big onto that one. Picked up the Jack Lambert. This was one of my key pickups that I needed for this year. Loving that one. Went to a crap ton of sets. Got the Lofton 79. Still need the Ozzie Newsome from 79. For some reason, this year I've been trying to get it, but till this year. But this year I just can't find it for some reason, which is weird because it was always available for that. Here's another monster. Not too long ago here. Almost got shill-bitted out of a couple of these, but held back. Discretion is the better part of valor. Picked up the LT in a gem. Just a beauty of a card. 82 is my favorite set. And so I show this one off as this was not a pickup. I busted this box a couple years ago and had a fair amount of them in top loaders, and been sending 1 or 2 here and there to get graded over the years. All of the base Hall of Famers that I've submitted got like 8s, but somehow this one and the Terry Bradshaw in action, which isn't as valuable as this one obviously because of the pop, but they both got gems, so just super excited about that, to score that gem on my own through a sub. Another big one that I got earlier in the year, goes to a crap ton of my sets. The Reggie White, another big upgrade beginning of the year. The Emmitt Smith. I had a couple of big key cards that I wanted to get this year from my modern Hoff set. This one's not too long ago. Finally got the Larry Allen. Got it with the new Lighthouse label, which I'm really excited about too. Tough to cough up some cash for linemen, basically, is the answer there. But I'm looking probably to make 49er Pro Bowler set. I have an All-Pro set, but I'm trying to do Pro Bowler, and he made the Pro Bowl the one year he was with us, so that would be cool if that was in there. Upgraded my Tony Gonzalez. These are pretty affordable. If you ain't got one, you probably should snag one up. You know, they don't necessarily do GOAT tight ends, but statistically right now, he's the GOAT tight end for sure. The Randy. And more every card I show here, I'm getting prouder and prouder of myself for what I've collected up this year. Only a 9, but a 9 is a big card for this one. You're not going to see me drop $2,000 on the rookie for that. That's for sure in that gem. But there's another sub that I want to show off. I needed this for my all-time sack leader set, and I bought a raw just thing, and I'm going to grade it, get a placeholder. And then when I got it, I was like, man, that's pretty sweet. Let me buff out the you know, the chrome parts of it and everything. Slide it in there and see what happens. No kidding, got a gem out of that. So pop 4. Ridiculous, John Abraham. 138.5 sacks, I believe he's got. So he's going to make it hard not to get in the Hall of Fame at some point. So that'll be a pop 5. That's a really big self-grade. This one as well. I bought a box of 01 Topps. Subbed a bunch. And 01 was the one. I did 02s and 03s as well. The 01's got the worst grades. Lots of 9s. A couple of them got 10s, and this is one on the Drew Brees. And at the time, I had no idea if this card was now on the radar, but now this is like a $300 card. And I bought that box. It was worth what I got just for grading the 49er cards out of it. So to pull this on my self-grade is just awesome. An all-pro team, 49ers all-pro set. An all-time 49ers set upgrade. The Justin Smith. I had this in a 9, which wasn't cheap by itself because it was low pop. And this one is a pop 2. So I missed the first one that came out, and then this one was, well, I would say more recently graded, but maybe this was the first one graded because of the label. But big pickup, pop 2, helped out the 49ers sets big time there. Another personal sub. I think this is still pop 4, which is pretty sweet. Peyton Manning 02 Topps. Subbed it myself, pop 4. Loving it. Upgraded my Ed Reed to a gem. First ballot Hall of Famer there. Future Hall of Famer whenever he hangs it up finally. Julius Peppers. Got the gem on that one for the upgrade. Upgraded my Suggs as well. Gem. Upgraded my wear. I had a lot of these in 9s. The Marcus Ware in a 10. That one ended up being pretty affordable as well. And then last but not least, got the Aaron Rodgers discount double check in the GM10. These came back down finally. I was so salty at myself for not picking one of these up 2 years ago. I start seeing these things go for over $1,000, and I was just, man, I can't pay that kind of money for an Aaron Rodgers card. It's not on my team or nothing. And prices came back down. The boy had to jump on it. So glad to have that. Still hoping Breeze comes back down to reality at some point so I can get my act together and finally get one of those. I should have got one earlier. But that is the 2018 recap. Wrote down my goals for 2019. I'll just post them up. Keep myself in check. But here's my goals. To get 10 Football Hall of Fame rookies. That's not a huge number. Obviously, you just saw more than that. But I hope to diversify just a little bit more this year. But I did say the caveat that I need to get one of the big ones this year. So I need to get a Bart Starr, a Brown, a Unitas, or a Namath this year. Stars on the low end. I know a couple of people won't like to hear that, but man, that is an expensive fucking card for the grades that you're going to get. You know, I hope to get like a brown and like 6.5 or somehow get lucky on a cheap 7, but we'll see. Centering is really important in that brown card though, because it looks terrible without it. I hope to get 8 quality, basically baseball vintage cards, sticking in the realm of the Mays, the Williams, and the Hank Aaron for the most part. But there's plenty of others out there. There's just some amazing cards. I'd love to get a play ball somebody, like a Ted Williams or something, but we'll see what happens. I look to get 5 more basketball cards. I got a list made of all the basketball cards I want. It's only about 15 cards long, so, and I got about 4 or 5 of them now, so should be okay. And then what else did I write there? I'm gonna get a Gretzky OPC rookie, just one more hockey. Probably like a 4, maybe a 3. I don't know. Nothing that high because it's OPC. OPC just goes to too many of the sets. Some of the sets give you the option of the tops with OPC, but that OPC is too high a demand. I'd like to just go tops because I'm American, but them Canadians got the demand on that one. And then I put 2 times JR. I just want to do 2 decent sized submissions for the Jerry Rice cards. I got one going right now. It's going to be about 120 cards of Jerry and then another 100 of just whatever's. And then I'd like to do, I move in June, and then I like to do one when I get to the new spot. And then I'll get, probably another 100. I went over 1,000 Jerry Rice graded cards this year. I'm at 1,100 plus right now, which means I'm eligible for an award. So I'm pretty excited about that for the first time. I had so many cards, but I've never been eligible for the award until I hit 1,000 graded. So that's what I got for you. 28 recap in the books. And I've seen a couple other folks do these, and I hope more get on the bandwagon because I think they're awesome to get these recaps. So thanks for watching, and until next time.